What's that one thing one should add in their resumes to pass that ATS score or level to get into that company?
तो अगर वो एक चीज होती तो आई गेस सबका रिज्यूमे सेलेक्ट हो रहा
Okay.
राइट
What's the maximum amount of appraisal we can expect from a top company if we are good at our skills?
मैक्सिमम आई वुड से इट कैन गो 30-40%.
So, what are the major things you look in a candidate when you are interviewing?
If I have to take an interview, I see the problem solving skill.
Today we have Miss Hina Arora. Thanks Hina for coming, and she's an engineering manager at Geo Platform Limited, and she will give you tips on how to get into top companies. So Hina, over to you now. Like, what's your experience getting into Geo, and like, can you just explain more about your career journey till now?
So first of all, Harshita, thank you so much for inviting me here. If you talk about my journey, currently I'm an engineering manager at Reliance Jio and a career branding coach on LinkedIn. I have already helped thousands of people on LinkedIn for creating their career brand, online presence for their career growth. If we talk about my journey, I have started my internship in 2016 with Anyno Systems, and then in the same company, I got opportunity to work as a full time. Later, I joined Go Mechanic, and over there, I have joined as a software engineer. I got an opportunity to work on multiple projects for the 4 years. Then I switched to Byju's as a senior software engineer. Later, I joined Geo, and here I am as a engineering manager.
Okay. Hina, when we talk about getting into big companies, right? Because right now you are one of the most biggest companies, right? That's Geo, right? So when we talk about big companies, people find it difficult to crack interviews at big companies or top companies for that matter, right? So what's your go-to mantra to crack that big interviews for that big companies, and like how to present themselves in front of the HRs or managers?
So I think this is a very good question because I have seen people, they're struggling, right? So I think I have started applying in 2022, I guess in April or May, and I have started applying in all the platforms, not only on LinkedIn or Naukri. I have applied in many platforms, and I have started giving hackathons. Right? I think from one of the hackathons only, I got a call from Geo, right? And because of that, my interview process was quite good. I wouldn't say it was very tough. Then I think the first round was a DSA round, and also they also asked something related to CS fundamentals, right? So and second round was related to HLD, LLD, more questions on system designs and operating system. Everything was included, so it was a pure technical round, and the third round was HR round, right? So I want to tell everyone that don't just focus on DSA or in one of the stream or in one of the like LLD or HLD. You have to focus on the whole fundamentals. You should know your basics. How to crack DSA, because now the interviews pattern has also been changed a lot. People has started asking LLD and HLD questions from a freshers or from a software engineers as well. So I think this is my mantra: keep trying, keep upskilling, and keep applying for the job.
Okay. So my next question would be, when we are applying to top companies now, so people first of all don't, just easy apply on LinkedIn. They just don't apply because they might have a notion that they didn't get a call from a HR or they didn't clear their interviews for that big companies. But yes, for startups, they get selected. But when it comes to again big companies, why is it so much difficulty, or why there is a fear in people's mind that they'll not get selected or they'll not make it to that companies? Or maybe we'll talk about if Apple, Microsoft, Google. So why there is a fear of not getting selected in top companies?
See, I think in one of the interview of Zomato, his founder, CEO has said that they are not hiring the one who are looking out for a job change, right? They are hiring the talent who is not, for whom everybody wants to hire them,
Yes.
right? So I think this is one of the thing which I would like to, mention. When you're upskilling now, start showing that. Learn in public, right? Maybe you can choose a platform like LinkedIn and start showing or start upskilling and start showing over there, right? Another thing would be taking referrals. If you go and do easy apply, they are getting like thousand and thousand of easy apply kind of a thing. So they cannot scan the whole resumes. They cannot scan how many people have applied. So in that case, referral would work the best. So once you start creating content on LinkedIn, you will create a network, right? And now this network will help you to get referrals in a big companies like Fang or Geo or any of the companies, right?
Okay, so as you just mentioned LinkedIn, so I also saw that you have lakhs of followers on LinkedIn. Like, what helped you to gain that much amount of followers, or maybe entering in such a big company? Has LinkedIn, helped you to get into those big companies, or like before only you get into those companies?
So I would say consistency is the main thing, right? I have started creating content from December 2022. I got placed in Geo in September 2022. But yes, from December 2022, I have been creating content, and the content is all related to my niche,
Hmm.
or which might help in my career to grow, right? So till from there, I've been very consistent. I've been upskilling myself and started showcasing myself. Another thing I think, where when we choose a platform like LinkedIn, or when you see people on LinkedIn, they are actually just asking for the help, right? But this platform is not just for taking the help, but for giving the help, right? Or helping others, right? So this is what I am doing on LinkedIn. I am helping people with my skills and with the job opportunities if I could get any, or with how they can create their presence. So I think that is the two thing. One is the consistency, and second is because I am helping people, so people are reaching out to me. So
Okay.
these two things have helped me to gain a number of followers. And if it the second question was that is LinkedIn or creating content helped me to get into the Geo? So actually not, because I have started creating content after getting into the Geo.
Like before creating content, you already placed in Geo.
Yes.
Okay. So after creating content on LinkedIn, what's the major shift that has come in your workplace, in your mindset? Like after building a brand or maybe a personal brand. So what's that thing?
So when I got placed in Geo, I was a senior software engineer. And I think not only because of content, but because I was upskilling myself, right? And I was showcasing that has helped me to be an engineering manager. Like I got promoted within 6 months.
Okay.
Right. So this has helped me. Another thing, like in my current organization, I got an opportunity to be a speaker on on a topic like system design. And I think just because of the content which I'm creating, right?
Okay.
People started knowing me as a person who is creating content on system design, as a technical person. So in my organization, people don't only know me as a engineering manager, but also as a expertise of system design. So this has helped me in my career journey in Geo specifically.
Okay. So when actually I am talking you about engineering, getting top companies, matlab, that's the notion of people out there that girls can't do tech.
Okay.
Right. You must have heard that. You
Right.
must have gone through that process that only boys can take over the tech thing. They are the only techies. But yes, when it comes to the girls part, that we can't handle tech. So what's your take on this, and how do you think, and how you have changed the mentality maybe in your office or in your personal life?
Right. So when I was in Byju's, in my team, there were only two female, right? So the ratio used to be like 5:1, or 2:10. So my engineering manager was the female, right? So I used to connect with her, and I used to say her the same thing: why we're not hiring more female people in our team. So after that only she has hired another one. I think it was already in a plan. But yeah, I have also seen that in most of the organization, the ratio is quite less. But I would say in Geo, my leadership, in our leadership team, there are female. They are promoting female. My team who are in Mumbai, they have lots of engineering manager who are female.
Okay.
Right. So I'm fortunate to working in a company where they are promoting more female techies.
Okay, that's actually great because somewhere or the other you're breaking some kind of stereotypes,
Right.
right? That girls can't take over tech part, but now after seeing you, after looking you, that being in a engineering manager at the top level company, yes, girls can do anything that they want,
Yes.
right? So when we talk about the top companies thing now, so what's that one culture that goes in top companies? Like what's the culture that everybody craves for, like when it comes to the top companies?
I think people crave for work-life balance and a company where you get supportive senior or supportive manager.
Hmm.
I feel these are the two things which people crave for, right? I think एक होता है ना कि पैसे वो तो आपको मिल ही जाएंगे once you will be at this position जहाँ पे you have the skills, you can do the work in a right way. But if you're getting a work-life balance as well as your manager is supportive, I think that's the goal and that's the agenda for everyone.
Okay, so these things actually helped in getting into big companies, and that's the culture actually prevails in big companies, that you get a lot of support from managers and having a very much work life balance, right?
I won't say it is related to top companies or startup, but it depends on your project, on your product, in which team you have been working,
Okay.
right? So I am fortunate to be in a good team.
Okay. Hina, if I talk about if any a fresher or maybe experienced one want to get into top companies, because somewhere or the other round maybe experienced one also can't able to make it to that big companies or that top companies or MNC type of things, right? So what's that the step by step guide you can give to all of us that they can follow and get into those companies and have good amount of salary and work culture, if we talk about both fresher as well as an experienced one?
So I would say for freshers, everybody wants to join as a software engineer, right? Whether they actually liked it or not, because they feel ki, okay, now everybody wants to become a software engineer. Everybody is doing engineering to become a software engineer. But I think the career clarity is what is missing, right? I think one should first focus on in which field they actually want to go, right? It could be a backend developer, a front-end developer, Android developer. It could be something related to UI UX designer, graphic designer, QA, right? First of all, you have to identify in which field you are good at. After identifying, then start upskilling yourself, right? Let's say I have interest in backend, right? So I'll start upskilling myself on the backend side. Maybe let's say started working on Java, right? Explore more on Java. I start coding on more Java. I'll start creating more projects on Java. I'll start contributing in open source, right? And then I'll use the platform like again LinkedIn to start showcasing all the learnings, all the projects which I have done, and then I'll start reaching out to the people who can help me for the referrals. I'll create a network. And obviously, as I mentioned, upskilling is important. At the same time, you should know if you're applying for any interview for a particular company, you should know which kind of interview will be there. For example, if you apply for Geo, right, there will be a DSA round, there will be HLD round, LLD round. So you should know and you should already prepared for it, right? Not even, you should not be that you have already asked for referrals and then you're going back and saying, oh, I have not prepared for a DSA, right? So first of all, be ready and then start applying and asking for the referrals.
Okay. Again, when we talk about companies and cracking interviews, the first and the foremost thing was resumes.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So, I am not saying that small companies or big companies, but yes, largely, company use ATS. Right. They use ATS format to select the best resumes. Right. And I believe that top companies usually use ATS format, basically ATS system. To find out the best resumes, and there's some scoring on if you will get that scoring that you will get selected, right? So I believe that big companies also, top companies also do that, right? So what's that one thing one should add in their resumes to pass that ATS score or level to get into that companies?
Okay. So अगर वो एक चीज होती तो I guess सबका resume select हो रहा होता, right? So there is not a one single thing. But yeah, how ATS work, they actually check your resume against some keywords which are present in a JD, the job description. So whenever you are applying for the job, tailor your resume according to the job description. For example, if the job description is, or the job for which you are applying is hiring for PHP developer, or maybe they are asking for React JS, then you should have worked on, React JS, or you should have created a project on React JS, and you can include it in your resume. There are few things you should mention in your resume. For example, GitHub profile, your LinkedIn profile. Whenever you're adding your experience, it should be in a impacted manner, right? It shouldn't be okay, I worked in a XYZ company on ABCD project. No, what is the impact you have created? Mention it in a way where you are mentioning the numbers, that this is the impact I have created after solving this a small bug. Maybe your page has loading page has been decreased. Represent in a way where you can add a numbers,
Okay.
right? Apart from this, I think there are few don'ts that you have to do with your resume. You should not put your picture. Your resume should be in a way, it shouldn't be actually in a table format, right? Because ATS is not able to read your resume when it is very fancy, having lots of graphics, right? So those kind of a thing you can ignore. You can ignore like marital status, right? I have seen people adding the whole address, right? That is not required. We will not come to your place and start taking your interview, right?
Right.
So only mentioning the city or state, that is enough, because that is required to see whether that person will be able to relocate at your office location or not. So I think
Okay.
these are the things you can mention and remove from your resume.
Okay. So maybe these things, if people apply on a resume, they'll definitely pass the ATS test or
Right.
get a good scoring on ATS, because only after that you'll get into that big companies sort of thing. So is there anything that the interviews happen in top companies are comparatively more tougher than the startups or maybe the small companies? If we
Okay.
talk about the interview, because there's also the notion in people's mind that, oh, we can't able to crack the interview, right? Because their interview level is very hard. You have to pass like 7 rounds of interviews or maybe 5 rounds of interviews, having won that HR, that hiring manager, then sub manager, assistant manager, so many levels of hierarchy in interview itself.
So I would say, if we go back to the COVID time, the interview process was quite easy as compared to today's time. The
Okay.
reason being, it's a supply demand thing, right? Now the demand is very less, but the supply is huge, right? Everybody wants to have an expert on their team, right? They want to hire the expert, and that is why the level of interview has been increased. But I would say in the startup or in top companies, both are taking number of interviews. But yes, obviously there are few companies. I cannot mention the name, but I know the audience who are having this checking this podcast, they must know which company I'm talking about. They have a different set, right? Different criterias of cracking the interviews. But if you will focus on the fundamentals, right? If you will start upskilling, as I mentioned, from long I'm mentioning upskill, and start practicing, start giving more mock interviews, you'll be able to crack any of the companies. Just see, like in a company like Fang, right? What is the interview pattern they are following? If your dream company is Fang, then follow that pattern. Start giving more mock interviews. Start practicing more. But if, let's say, you want to join a startup, a small startup where there's a company of like 10 or 20 members, maybe the interview process will be quite easy. But again, if there's a startup which have a good funding, right? And they want to hire the experts, right? Again, the interview level will be quite high. So I would say start exploring the website like Glassdoor, and read more interviews, experience reviews on LeetCode or on Glassdoor, and you'll get the idea how the interview pattern has been changed from COVID till today.
That's quite really insightful about like how interview session goes on, like in top companies or non startups, right? But yes, if you actually mention if startup has already, if it's invested well, that interview level is also very hard.
Actually, it depends now. See, if it's not only about the investment, but how big the company is, right? And which kind of a product they are creating. Maybe a company which is very small, right? I think there's a company, I'm forgetting the name, but it's a fintech company, right? They have built their whole product with 40 people,
Okay.
right? The whole team, whole tech team was only 40 people, and they were the expert, right? Because having a small team but creating a great product is another thing, right?
Right.
So, upskilling and mock interviews are the two things that can help you.
Okay. And getting actually making best of your skills, right? And learning new skills
Right.
after every year, or maybe after every 6 months, to know about what's trending in the market. So I guess these things help.
Right.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier in your career that you worked in a startup, and now you are working in again a top company. Like, what do you prefer, to work in a startup or work in a top company? Because I know the advantages or the privileges are different and yet effective. Which is your preference on top? Like, is it a startup or a top company?
So let me share my experience from both the industry. So when I was working in a startup, I was exploring many things, right? I was working in a backend, I was working as an Android developer. Some days I was working as a DevOps, right? So in a startup, you are the CTO of the company. You have to think a lot, right? You are the product manager, you are the business owner. Everyone is you, right? But if we talk about a big company, over here the processes are quite different, or I would say the processes are set, right? But you are working with the great leaders, right? They are having like 10, 12, 13, 30 years of experience, and from them you can get to learn a lot. So I think both have some pros and cons. So for me currently, I think I'm very happy in my company, and I feel for me the startup journey has been like I have done with that.
Okay.
Now I want to stay in a company like Geo.
Okay. But if you want to give advice to maybe a budding corporate one who is just starting their corporate culture, or maybe a corporate journey, who's just starting their corporate journey, like, what advice you would give to look for a startup, to join a startup, or to join maybe an MNC type of thing?
Actually, it depends, right? Depends on a person. If a person wants, if he's in a stage where he's exploring a lot, he doesn't know what exactly he wants to pursue in future, I think in that case you can start with a startup, and because you will get opportunity to explore many things, as I mentioned, right? But if you are quite sure that you have to work in a company with a work life balance, and your priorities are quite different, then you can start with the big companies.
Okay, because there's this thing that I actually seen and felt, that when you are joining, in the initial days of your career, you must join a startup, because you would love to explore, and you will explore a lot of things there. And this thing can't be possible in a top company or an MNC, because somewhere or the other you are restricted. But I believe if you are in this startup, if you're in the initial stage of your career journey, you must join a startup, because then there you can explore so many things at so many levels. But yes, if you'll gain a good amount of experience and everything, then you can definitely go and pitch for the high company, or maybe that MNC or top companies things. You already mentioned that right now you are currently and successfully working in a top company called Geo. Many people love to work there, right? So many corporate people suffer with this thing called office politics,
Okay.
right? Many. I would say, if we'll talk about 80 to 90% people suffer from office politics. Like, if they are in a good company or if they are in startup, they are suffering from this thing, office politics. Is there office politics like happens in your workplace, or how do you manage to deal with that?
A suggestion: stay away from all this thing. Touch wood, I am working in a company where I've never encountered office politics, but just focus on your work, right? And how you can help others, right?
Okay.
And one more thing I would say, uh, start, as I said, learn in public, right? The same thing happens in industry as well. When you're working on something, showcase that,
Hmm.
right? I won't say that okay, छोटा सा काम किया तो उसको
Hmm.
हाइप करके दिखाओ, no, but छोटा भी काम किया है, then start showcasing that.
Hmm.
Because at the time of appraisal, when your manager will ask what you have done,
Hmm.
right? So you'll have a list of things which you have
Hmm.
done, maybe a small, a big thing, right? So I think this will help you to stay away from all this kind of a politics. Yeah.
When we talk about that top companies na, so there is this thing that they are very particular about selecting those candidates, right? So is it a thing that are they really particular about selecting कि हमें यही चाहिए, हमें ये नहीं चाहिए, like is it any sort of thing?
No, I don't feel like ऐसा कुछ है.
Okay.
For them every candidate is same, right? They have certain set of kind of taking an interview, right? If they would have been selecting people randomly, then there's no need of these interview processes, right? So I don't feel it.
Okay, okay. So Hina, you are actually abhi and you are actually in a manager position right now, right, in Jio. So you must have taken a lot of interviews in your career as well, right, and in Jio as well. So what are the major things you look in a candidate when you are interviewing?
If I have to take an interview, right, I first see what I see the problem solving skill, right? I've seen a paper, people, let's say I've given a DSA question, right? And if they are able to solve it within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I feel okay, ये तो रट के आया है, right?
Okay.
But I see if a person is actually struggling and trying many things in front of me, and then whether he's able to solve the question or not, that is another point. But how many trials he has done and what is the different logics he is applying, right? Because in our industry, let's say if there is some bug, right, and you're keep trying for the same bug in a same manner, like there's a pattern, right? आप same ही चीज बार try कर रहे हो, it will not get resolved. But if you have a mindset जहाँ पे आपने एक चीज try करी, वो नहीं work कर रहा, then आप कुछ नया try कर रहे हो, right? Then वो भी नहीं काम किया, then you're trying something else, right? So this kind of a mindset is very important, right? So I think the problem solving skill is the first thing which I usually see. Second is learning, right? Whether a person is agile enough to learn new things. Today you're working as a backend engineer, let's say, and tomorrow there is a project, or maybe in a backend only you're working on a Java, right? And tomorrow there's a project which is on Python or any other language. Are you agile enough to learn new things, right? Or you'll be like strict, no, I don't want to learn anything new. I'm doing it and I'll do the same. So I think these two things which I generally say in a person when I hire.
Okay, so you are managing a team as well, and you are a career branding coach as well, right? How are you managing both the things?
Actually, this is a very great question because I actually wanted to tell everyone that you can manage two things or you can balance these two things. For me, I think first is the time management, right? Like I usually create contents on weekends, like Saturdays, Sundays. I schedule it for the whole week, right? I take 101 consultation or whatsoever I have to take in a weekend only, right? Saturday, Sundays. If I have to, manage, if I have to go in an event or in a podcast, again I'm planning in the weekend, right? So for the whole week, I'm totally dedicated for my organization, right? But for the weekends, I'm trying all the things which I can do. Another thing which actually helps me is my family, right? They are very supportive. My mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, my husband, right? Because they are there with me. Once I'm going back, from the office after 7 or 8 p.m., I don't have to think about, cooking the food. कि, okay, घर पे जाके तो यार खाना बनाना है. No,
right.
I am in a peace. I know कि okay, मम्मी ने खाना बना दिया होगा and I can just go and have it. And then again, if I have to work on some things, I can do that because I still have a time, right? So I think, yeah, for me, time management and my family. Right,
Okay.
these two things have helped me to balance these two roles.
Okay, any advice you want to give to the people, okay, who want to do a side hustle with the corporate thing, with the 9 to 5, they want to do a side hustle. Any advice you want to give to them?
Would say कि कर दो,
Hmm.
right? Don't procrastinate, don't wait कि आज नहीं कल से करूँगा, या अभी तो I'm in a I'm creating a process, अभी तो I'm planning.
Hmm.
नहीं, until and unless you will not start doing, you will not able to create an actual plan.
Okay.
You will be in a place where you are just creating a plan, right? तो करना स्टार्ट कर दो आज से ही. I would say start creating content on LinkedIn, start approaching people, optimize कर लो अपनी profile, and बस कर दो, right? So
Okay.
this is the thing I would.
Yeah, people find it difficult to have that passion thing alive in themselves when they're working in a 9 to 5 setup. Right, because many people are struggling. Like some people want to go to dance class, some people want to build their Insta, maybe some people want to build their LinkedIn profile, some people want to be a, as you can say, some people want to become this thing called influencer, right? But they actually can't manage both the things because they are stuck in 9 to 5. But yes, as you give the examples, bas kar do, right?
कर दो, and time management, right? 9 to 5 कर रहे हो ना जॉब, let's say 1 hour मैं और ऐड कर देती हूँ ट्रैवलिंग का.
हाँ.
Let's say I'll add 1 more hour जिसमें आप खाना बना रहे हो, खा रहे हो,
हाँ.
right? Still you have a lot of time. सो भी लिया आपने, बहुत कुछ कर लिया, still you have like 2, say I guess 4 hours. You'll still have 2 to 4 hours. उसमें आप बहुत कुछ कर सकते हो. बट आपको पता होना चाहिए कि क्या करना है. You should be very clear with your thoughts कि okay, I want to be an influencer, or I want to create a content, or I want to make or I want to join the dance class. You have to be very clear. And one thing I think you mentioned कि passion नहीं मिलता लोगों को, right? And they're like 9 to 5 वाला job. इसमें actually main problem क्या है ना, which I mentioned earlier as well, the clarity. They don't have the clarity, or the niche clarity or the career clarity. उन्हें करना क्या है? Because everyone is doing coding, so they are doing coding. Maybe someone is good at maths and they can explore data analytics job. Somebody is good at picking out the mistakes. They can join as a QA, right? So first analyze yourself, किस चीज में अच्छे हो, उसके हिसाब से जॉब करो. ऐसा नहीं कि you have done a BTech तो coder ही बनना है. You have done a BTech but maybe you are good at sales, right? So you can explore marketing, right? Sales and marketing. So first analyze and then start doing it.
Okay. मेरे दिमाग में actually अभी question आया. Kind of a very funny question, yet relatable.
Okay.
Because you being working in Jio for like some time,
More than 1 year.
for more than 1 year, like have you ever met with Ambanis?
अभी तक तो नहीं.
अच्छा, मुझे लगा क्या पता आपको जो जितने भी उन लोगों के एम्प्लॉयज हैं, क्या पता उनको प्री वेडिंग का या फिर वेडिंग का कुछ इनविटेशन वगैरह आया है.
आई होप सर ये वीडियो देख रहे हो और आज मिलने का मौका मिल जाएगा.
नहीं मतलब इट्स अ वेरी जनरल क्वेश्चन, किसी के भी दिमाग में आ सकता है. इफ यू आर वर्किंग इन जियो, मे बी मुंबई का ब्रांच या दिल्ली का ब्रांच, ठीक है. सो ऐसा कभी हो कि any of the Ambanis, not Mukesh Ambani, any of the Ambanis क्या वो फ्लोर पे हैं, they are talking to you, like is it so, or can we expect the same?
So I am working in a Gurgaon location, right? सर के जो ऑफिस है इट्स इन मुंबई, राइट? तो वहां पे आई गेस अगर किसी को अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली होगी तो दे मस्ट हैव मेट हिम. बट या इन गुड़गांव लोकेशन अभी तक तो नहीं हुआ ऐसा.
अच्छा, बट होपफुली हो भी सकता है किसी दिन.
फिंगर क्रॉस्ड.
किसी दिन वो गुड़गांव लोकेशन पे आए क्योंकि उनका ही ऑफिस है. सो यू विल मीट मुकेश अंबानी और एनी ऑफ द अंबानीज. Yeah, right. So just a question came in my mind कि ऐसा हो सकता है कि आप भी अंबानी से मिले हो because you are working in Jio, right? So you mentioned this thing before that you have also worked in Byju's, right? And Jio अभी फिलहाल, both are top companies, right? If I talk about the employee on the employee perspective or the turnover perspective, so what's that major difference in two companies you like कि ये यहाँ पे सही नहीं है, ये यहाँ पे अच्छा है, like what's that?
So I talk related to the team, जहाँ पे मैंने काम किया है. So for me, I think in both the companies, my managers were very good. In my latest company, my manager is very good. In both the companies, I was, again, I had the privilege to explore the things, right? I was fortunate to work on different projects, right? So for me, I think दोनों companies में process अच्छे से define है. Then we have a good managers, so I don't find any major difference. But yeah, in Byju's, I was working from home. In Geo, I am working from office, right? 5 days. So
Wow.
this is the difference I can say right now.
Okay, but see, when we talk about a company like Byju's na, so there are multiple perspectives, right, in people's mind कि ये company it's not going good, यहाँ पे employees का lay off बहुत easily हो जाता है, and यहाँ पे mass layoffs होते हैं, right? So is that true? Is all of these things are true?
So मैं बताती हूँ, when I got placed in Byju's, I was looking for all the website like Glassdoor, AmbitiousBox, Salary.com, or say every website where I can get the reviews, right? But I was getting the review, I would say negative review, but that was for the another domain, right? A BDA or sales, but I wasn't getting any positive reviews for the tech company, or neither the negative reviews for the tech company. When I joined, I worked there for 6 months, and I shared my experience on LinkedIn. And my first, that might be my first or second post, and that got viral.
Oh,
And that is how my actual journey has started.
okay.
Right after that, I thought, okay, there's a platform where I can start creating content. But yeah, that's a different story. But yeah, for me, working in a Byju's, especially in a tech team, was a good experience, a very good experience.
Okay.
Because I was working in a Go Mechanic, that was a wholly startup kind of a culture was there. But in a Byju's, it was more processed, right? Team were very supportive, right? People were coming from a very good companies, and they are supporting you, they are helping you to get your work done. So I was enjoying in Byju's, frankly speaking.
Okay, because the things I heard about Byju's is like that कि हमें Byju's में we don't want to work in Byju's because of the company culture, because of the mass layoff things, right? So like as I talk about the thing called Geo, like the Geo company, क्या वहाँ पे भी mass layoffs होते हैं?
अभी तक तो नहीं हुए हैं. Like अभी तक आपने सुना होगा in most of the companies lay off हो गए हैं.
I believe Google
Right.
में भी हुए हैं.
Google में
Google
हुए हैं,
में हुए.
Microsoft हुए हैं,
हाँ.
Amazon हुए हैं. But I'm fortunate कि मैंने सही टाइम पे अच्छी कंपनी ज्वाइन करी, and there is no layoff happened.
Okay.
Right.
Basically that's the good thing when you join a top company or maybe a good company जहाँ पे layoffs जैसी problem लोग employees को suffer नहीं करनी पड़ती हैं.
Good company, see, Google is also a good company.
हाँ,
Microsoft is also a good company. Amazon, right? ऐसा नहीं है कि startups ने lay off किए हैं. Layoffs तो happen in a very good companies as well.
Right.
Right, but there are many other factors which affects the layoffs, right? When people hire in a large volume, right, when they don't require. So I think that was one thing which happened during COVID time, right? People has started hiring more and more people, because even if you see, even a shop right now, even a shopkeeper is using systems like Paytm, GPay, UPIs for the transaction, right? So everybody is was going digitalized at that time, right? So I think that is the reason people have started hiring more.
Okay.
Right, and now because of the recession and many other factors, people have started laying off.
When we are in the middle of the career, or when we are too pressurized with the work or many other factors, so there's this thing comes to our mind naturally, which is resign. Okay, just quit my job. I'll resign in some or the other day. I'll quit my 9 to 5. I'll be explorer or maybe an influencer or maybe an entrepreneur. मतलब आपके दिमाग में like does all these things affect you, like quitting, like do these things come to your mind ever कि अब मुझे quit कर देना चाहिए या फिर I am overburdened right now. So quitting एक ऐसी चीज है जो हर एक के दिमाग में at some point of a time आती है. How do you tackle with this situation?
हर्षिता, अगर मैं सिचुएशन में होती
हम्म.
तो मैं सैटरडे संडेज जो कर रही हूँ वो नहीं कर पाती.
Okay.
Right, I am in a place where company gives us this privilege कि
Hmm.
आपको जो करना है,
Hmm.
right, as a hobby
Hmm.
या as a side hustle,
Hmm.
आप वो कर रहे हो.
Right.
Right, so I am not in a situation where I think about quitting or anything, but yes, as you mentioned, when people are overloaded,
Hmm.
right, they think of quitting, but what they think, I'll become an entrepreneur.
Hmm.
Right, guys, let me tell you, 9 to 5 wala job is easy.
Hmm.
Right, entrepreneur means you're working 24/7.
Right.
Right, now somebody will say कि ठीक है, मैं 24/7 काम कर रहा हूँ, but अपने लिए कर रहा हूँ.
Right.
I'm not working for anyone else. True, ठीक है, if you are dedicated enough to give like 24/7 and your days and nights, then you should explore it. Why not? Right, you should explore entrepreneurship, you should explore being an influencer or anything else.
Okay. So Hina, when your career journey started till now, till Jio, you have actually switched 3-4 companies,
Right.
I believe. So like, what's that one thing you actually take in your mind while switching? Like, what all these factors affect in your mind, like when you're switching?
When I have taken my first switch, I'll say like Go Mechanic के बाद वाला, I was in a place where I think I was not learning new things. Right, like I used to remember, okay, इस वाली फाइल में, इस वाली पेज में इस लाइन पे ये कोड लिखा है.
Yeah, like
I was thoroughly पूरा वो हो गया था कि हाँ, I know कि कहाँ पे क्या लिखा है. So
like-
I wasn't learning new things.
So like, what's the best time to switch your company?
Okay, so I feel there are few factors. There's no number of years, right? आपको लगता है कि you have learned a lot, you are not learning anything new, right? आप कुछ नया explore नहीं कर रहे हो, you are in a monotonous phase of the career. I think that is one of the things when you can think of switching. But if you're exploring or you are getting an opportunity to work on new projects, multiple projects, right? I think at that time you should be in a same company. Second thing, if you have done enough networking within an organization, right, that they are ready to refer you in another company, you have built that trust within an organization. After that you can switch.
Okay.
But building a trust within an organization is very tough and important.
Right.
Today, if I'll say my manager, my previous company's manager, or in Go Mechanic, if that person is ready to refer me in another company and I'm not learning anything new, I think that was the time when I switched.
So maybe these factors actually gain you a lot of clarity, like when to switch, right? Yeah, in your career. So again, top companies, everybody wants to go in top companies, be it a graduate one, be it an experienced one, right? So there is this thing, like if I do my graduation from IIM or from IIT, I can definitely crack the top companies, Microsoft, Apple, Google, I'm talking about. But yes, if I had done my graduation to like tier 2 or tier 3 colleges, maybe some college from Meerut or any college from DU, so it's hard to get into like top companies. So like, is that true? Like, to if you have not that good degree or not that good college degree, that you can't make it to the top companies?
I would like to tell you one thing. In a companies like in a college like IIT or IIM, what happens over there, right? People are not just focused on the bookish thing,
Hmm.
right? They are not just reading it.
Hmm.
They're not just giving an exam. There are few, they in this from the very starting, they actually join some of a club. They start giving hackathons. They start exploring within their, college, because the way, or the, I would say, the competitive बहुत होता है, in these kind of a college. So उनका mindset ही वहीं से change हो चुका होता है कि we are not here for the bookish thing, right? So I think ये बहुत important होता है, because when you are hiring a IITN, right? I have seen some of the skilled people जिनका mindset change अलग है, right?
Okay.
Now if I talk about a college, tier 2 college or something, वहाँ पे main focus, academic में ज़्यादा है, right? And I won't say that they will not be able to crack any big company. Obviously, that is not the case. It might take them a small, a little more time, because जब वो actually में market में आएंगे, right, after graduating, they will see the market, they will see the competition, जो शायद IITN ने बहुत starting में देख लिया था. ये थोड़ा major difference है, I think, education system में, right? अगर यूपीटीयू कॉलेज या एमटीयू टाइप के कॉलेज में भी स्टार्टिंग से दे स्टार्ट एक्सप्लोरिंग एंड इंटर्नशिप स्टार्ट कर दे, राइट? तो आई थिंक नो वन विल बी सेइंग कि tier 2 companies say you cannot join big companies. Even there are my known in on LinkedIn, right? I have been meeting so many people through LinkedIn, and they are from tier 2, tier 3 college, and they are in good companies. They are in FANG, some are in Goldman Sachs, some are in any other, if you name it, they are there, right?
Okay.
So it's all about the skill set,
Okay.
right? If you are working on your skill set from starting, you will be able to crack these kind of a company at a sooner. But if you start exploring or start upskilling later, obviously it will take a little more time for you to crack these kind of a company.
Okay. So basically, a degree is not that much important to get into those top companies.
Correct.
Your skills matters,
Right.
right? Actually, this one thing actually came into my mind, that the thing we were actually discussing before this podcast thing, that if you have a mediocre degree, but you have like good connections or maybe good networks, then your chances of getting into top companies also increases.
It is not only about the top companies, but any company,
Okay.
right? Let's say I want to join a company, and I have a good network with their engineering manager, and if I'll ask him that, can you refer me, obviously I have to crack the interview, I have to be skilled, but at least I know that this person will take my resume and give it to HR,
Right.
right? तो इतना, आई गेस मैंने लिंक्डइन पे कहीं पे पढ़ा था कि इतना नेटवर्किंग करो कि इंटरव्यू लेने वाला भी तुम्हारा फ्रेंड निकले, एंड जो रिज्यूम में फॉरवर्ड कर रहा है वो भी तुम्हारा फ्रेंड निकले.
Wow.
सो इतना नेटवर्किंग करो.
Wow. Right. So I guess ये बहुत ही बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल है नेटवर्किंग का. Do as much as networking as possible in your career. Maybe if you're a fresher or you're an experienced one, right? When somebody is in top company, or suppose if you get a chance to provide services to a startup, like would you recommend this thing, that after doing your like job in proper like in MNC kind of a setup, like do you recommend people to again go to the startup and work?
Why not?
Okay.
Right? There are, again, both thing happens. People are coming from MNC and joining a startup. People are coming from a startup and joining MNC.
Right.
It depends what you are looking for in the current time period, right? So in MNC they have gained a good knowledge, they have gained experience. Why not help a startup to get a bigger one, right? So yeah, I think you should try that. You should join.
Okay, a startup as well.
Yes, you'll be able to contribute over there, right?
Okay, okay,
Why not? Like, this is my question.
okay.
Right.
I believe that people find it again difficult to, abhi मैं I am in MNC, अब now I have to work in startup. Yes, from that scratch thing that I don't have like multiple hands to work with me. I have to do so many things alone. So I believe that people somewhere or the other, they find it a bit difficult to leave that MNC thing and again come to startup and work.
This is all about the comfort zone,
Yeah.
right? कुछ लोग होते हैं जो स्टार्टअप कल्चर में काम कर चुके होते हैं, राइट, एंड दे लव द स्टार्टअप कल्चर,
Yeah.
राइट. आई एम एक्सप्लोरिंग न्यू थिंग्स, आई कैन नॉट वर्क अंडर समवन, राइट. दे आर लाइक, मैं ही यहाँ का बादशाह हूँ, राइट. सो व्हेन यू आर इनटू दैट कंफर्ट जोन वेयर यू स्टार्ट लविंग द स्टार्टअप कल्चर, it is difficult for you to work in MNC,
Okay.
right? But if you're working in an MNC where you are into a comfort zone, you're like work life balance mein ho, you're working for 9 to 5, it's difficult to come out of shell and join a startup.
Okay.
But again, the question you asked about ki a person should join or not.
Yeah.
So I think they should give a try, right? Explore करो, मजा आया तो ठीक है, नहीं आया ठीक है, go back, right? You have your skills, फिर से interview दे देना.
Right. You just mentioned the thing called comfort zone.
हाँ.
Right. So actually, I have seen people that they are not growing in that particular, job domain or in that their office thing. That they are not growing in terms of like salary, position. They are not growing. They are just there in their job because of that comfort zone. They don't want to get out. They don't want to give interviews. They don't want to build connections. Like, how can we, come out of our comfort zone?
How to come out of your comfort zone?
Yes, and start applying for jobs. And people are there. See, I believe that stay in a company if you are growing, if they are paying you well, if there's a work-life balance, and yes, many things, right? But you should move out at that time when your growth has stopped.
Right.
You are stagnant at a position. Okay, you are not making enough amount of money, or maybe
yeah.
salary package is not increasing, right? But still, people are not, going from that comfort zone. They are still there. Like, how can one be out of their comfort zone and start looking for those jobs?
I think it should come from inside, right? If I'll say you today, if let's say you're working in an MNC from last 10 years and you have a family, you are having 2 kids, right? And I'll ask you to come out of your comfort zone and let's start exploring. You won't be able to.
Right.
It is like quitting a cigarette or smoking, right?
Right.
I'll ask you कि quit smoking. You won't, right? जब तक तुम्हारे अंदर से नहीं आएगा ना कि now I have to quit smoking, right? After that, you can come out of your comfort zone. But yes, I would say थोड़ा market explore करो, right? थोड़ा comparison करो कि where you are standing,
Yeah, right.
and actually में तुम्हें तुम किस position पे होने चाहिए थे और what market value you own, right? Once you start doing that, I guess उसके बाद ही एक वो hit होता है कि नहीं यार what I am doing with my life or what I am doing with my career, right? So उसके बाद you can खुद ही से आप shell से बाहर आओगे.
Yeah, because I've seen many people in their age like 30, 35 sitting in a one job only. It's good that you are in a one job. It shows your loyalty to the company. It shows that how much you're connected. But yes, if you're growing, it's again good. But
Right.
yes, but I've seen people that
Right.
they are in this job. They
Comfort
are
zone,
not,
yeah.
moving out. They are not resigning. They are not applying for new jobs. They are just there.
Correct.
Yeah. So I've seen people like, why are you not switching? Like, what's the problem? So they only say, it's our comfort zone. Like,
there are many things. I guess comfort zone is one of the thing. But let's say you have some liabilities on you. You have taken a loan,
हाँ,
right?
right.
Home loan. आपके बच्चे का education है. You have your family. 10 things are there, right? So they cannot plan a switch, right? So I think these all many factors are there because for that people are not switching.
Okay. Right. So as we talk about that, the salary is stagnant and everything. Like, so when we talk about the thing called appraisal,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we actually heard that in kind of a startup, the appraisal rate is quite good,
Hmm.
right? But when it comes to the top companies, the appraisal rate is quite low. Is that so?
Again, depends on company to company, right? In startups also, if you say people are getting good hikes because there are very less number of people, right? In startup tech team होगी 10 people are there, right? And उन पे बहुत ज़्यादा dependency है, right? They are experts, right? तुम नहीं pay करोगे, they will switch तुरंत, right? Because they know कि it's a startup, they are not very secure in a startup. They'll join another startup, right? And plus one more thing, startup are mostly backed by investors,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So they know कि they have money, they just got funding, right? So there are many factors again, for which people in a startup get lots of appraisal, a good amount of appraisal. But again, if you come to a big company, there's no dependency on you, right? There are many people on the floor who are doing what you are doing,
Right.
right? If in a group of people you are standing out, you are doing a thing out of the box, you can get a good package or appraisal,
Okay.
right? It's just as I mentioned earlier also, showcase your work, right? काम कर लिया बट ठीक है उतना ही किया जितना बाकी लोग कर रहे हैं, हाउ यू आर स्टैंडिंग आउट, एवरीवन इज गेटिंग लाइक 5 to 10, so you're also getting 5 to 10. But yeah, if you start showcasing your work, start taking ownership of the work, right? If you learn new things and start implementing those things, right? Your manager, their manager will see it, right? And then you are not just a co-worker or not just a colleague, right? You are the asset now, right?
Right.
Once you are the asset of the company, you will get a good appraisal. You have to become an asset for that, yeah.
Not a liability.
Not a liability.
Right. So yeah, so appraisal का जो amount है, that always depends as per you, right?
Yeah.
According to your capability, not just the startup में इतना होता है and top companies में इतना होता है.
I know a person who was in Infosys, right? So you must have heard that Infosys में appraisal नहीं होता, ज़्यादा नहीं होता, right? But I have seen the person showcasing his skills, be open with her, like he was very open with his manager, right? So he has got a good appraisal, right? Within a very short time of period where people are waiting for years and years for that amount of appraisal, he got a good appraisal. But yeah, I think एक upper limit होती है, you cannot cross that,
Okay.
but you can touch that.
What's the maximum amount of appraisal we can expect from a top company if we are good at our skills?
When you say top companies ना, वो ही काफी वेरी कर जाता है,
अच्छा.
right? Top companies, Infosys is also a top company, right? Fang, Google is also a top company, right? Some are service based, some are product based, right? You must have heard that product based way you'll get a good hike, right? You'll get a good appraisal, but in a service based company you get a little less, because they are dependent on the projects, right? But in a product based company आप खुद का ही product बना रहे हो, you want to sell it, you want to make that product huge, तो वहाँ पे थोड़ा hike ज़्यादा होता है as compared to service based company.
अब फिर भी अगर if you have to quote a number, like then what would it be?
Maximum I would say it can go 30-40%.
Okay. So when we talk about the salary thing, right? Again, the top company thing that you've already cleared, that the measurements of the top companies has also varies, right? But yes, when we talk about the top companies or maybe the startup things or generally MNCs, like what's the highest package they can offer? Like you are from a tech background, so for a techie, what's the highest package they can offer?
Again, it varies, right? It can, for a fresher, if I would say, it can vary from 5 LPA to 30, 40, LPA,
Right.
right? Or maybe more,
Hmm.
right? But yeah, if you are getting like 50 LPA or something like 40, 30, 40 50
Hmm.
LPA,
Hmm.
in that case, obviously, you're not getting everything in hand.
Hmm.
There are many things, components involved,
Hmm.
like RSU
Hmm.
and what you're getting
Hmm.
as a joining bonus, right? Retaining bonus, all those things
Hmm.
are also involved. But yeah, it varies depending. Everything depend in IT sector.
Hmm.
Everything depends on your skill set.
Okay.
Nothing depend on your degree. Nothing depend on anything else, right? If you are a good skilled person and you are at the right stage at the right time,
Hmm.
you can get a lot. But yeah, I would say when it was a COVID time, वो time था when people were getting a lot
Hmm.
as compared to today,
Okay.
right? Things has been decreased a lot, like packages थोड़ा सा decrease हुआ ही है.
Okay. So maximum अगर मैं salary की बात करूँ, so that you're working in Jio, the maximum salary that they offer for a techie would be from 5 to 50.
Again, when you say techie,
Hmm.
techie could be a fresher,
Oh,
a
yeah.
software engineer, a senior software engineer, an architect,
Hmm.
an engineering manager, a CTO,
Hmm.
a director,
Hmm.
right? So it varies with the skill set, with your years of experience, with everything,
Okay.
right? So if you're at a very good position, right? If you are holding a good years of experience, good knowledge, good skills, and you're at a good position, it may cross crores.
Okay.
Crore, not crores, but yeah, crore.
Crore. Okay. So that's the thing that people want to listen. That if they have like the good skill set or the right skill set, so they can get a crore in a job as well.
Right.
Right? No? Yeah, but when you are in a top company or maybe a startup, the things have already cleared between a product based or a service based startup.
Right.
So actually, by this time, I have covered actually the major things of how to get into top companies. What are the major requirements? How you can approach to top companies, recruiters, HRs. So one last question from my end would be that sound a bit cliche, not cliche, but this question many people would have asked you, like in the past. If a 20-year-old a boy or a girl would want to get into a startup or maybe a top companies, so what's your one advice to them, like if they are targeting a top company?
I think I have already covered it,
Hmm.
right? That skill, right? If you are just coming out of your college, right? Skill set पे काम करो, networking करो, because let's say if your company, if your college is not, inviting a good, companies, top companies, you can apply offline as well. There are many hackathons which is happening right now, right? Which is being organized from many companies, right? Like there are Geeks for Geeks, then there are Hacker Rank hackathons are happening, so you can join, you can participate over there, and open source पे contribution करो, right? I know a person, I know a girl. She got placed into Red Hat because she was contributing a lot in open source,
Okay.
right? And one more thing, जो I think आज के टाइम के लिए it is very important. Whatever you are learning, showcase. Choose a platform, right? But showcasing is very important because that is how you will stand out, right? I guess I don't know the exact number, but there are thousands and thousands of people are passing out in 2024. How you will be different? Why a company, good company will hire you, right? So you should have a mindset कि मैं क्या कंपनी को दे सकती हूँ या मैं क्या कंपनी को दे सकता हूँ. I am that skilled or not, right? So work on your skills. Start participating in hackathons. Start contributing in open source. Networking, and don't hesitate to reach out to anyone on LinkedIn, right? यहाँ पे मैं एक चीज ऐड करना चाहूंगी. I have seen people reaching out for referrals in a very lame manner, right? They just say, hi, how are you? Right? Or they will DM you and say, hello, ma'am, I want a job, right? Can you refer me? this is not the way of asking for the reference.
Hmm.
You should, have a proper message that hi, whatever the name, hi Hina. Then give a brief introduction about yourself. Mention the projects
Hmm.
जिसमें आपने काम किया है. Even if you're a freshers, तो projects बनाओ. अभी तक नहीं बनाए हैं तो GitHub पे डालो.
Hmm.
Then mention your skill set
Hmm.
and also mention a job ID.
Hmm.
Right, because even you have mentioned all the things where koi bhi person will not go to the job portal and look for the kind of a job he might be interested in. Right, so share a job ID with them and also attach a resume.
Okay.
Right, do it in a one message only. Don't wait for someone he will reply that hi, how are you, I'm good, what's up. This is not a WhatsApp, right?
Right.
So it's a platform. It's a you are not just asking your family member कि क्या करना है क्या नहीं. Here is the community is very different. Like we have a professional community on LinkedIn, so reach out to them in a way where they can actually help you. Right.
Right.
So I think this is the way of cracking the interviews and asking for the reference.
So I believe that I got all the answers of how you can get into top companies, right? Be it you're a fresher or you're an experienced one. So thank you, Hina, for actually giving us so many advices of how one can get into top companies, right? So thank you so much. And
Thank you, Harshita, for inviting me and for the great setup.
thank you so much. So it was a very insightful session with Miss Hina Arora. Hope to see you guys in our next podcast. Till then, subscribe our channel Hype.